Zimbabwe was once known as the breadbasket of southern Africa, and now it has food shortages and skyrocketing inflation. Experts are saying the repressive government of President Robert Mugabe is causing an economic meltdown there. KCAL 9's Jeff Coinage has more.
28-year-old Elizabeth Dube never imagined she'd end up making beds and washing dishes for a living. Just 7 months ago, she was earning a good living as a teacher in her native Zimbabwe, something she had done for 4 years. But Zimbabwe's government is cracking down on teachers and other professionals. Elizabeth Dube fled to South Africa. The only work she could find was as a domestic.
Not even a single day in my dreams or in my fantasies did it ever cross my mind that I'll ever be like in this situation at all. And I'll tell you, I only told my family about 3 months ago. Because it was just like, I would say it was embarrassing for me.
In South Africa alone, there are estimates of up to 3 million refugees from Zimbabwe, many here illegally. Many more cross the border on an almost daily basis, fleeing growing repression by the government of Robert Mugabe.
A deliberate strategy to show to the followers of the opposition that their own leaders cannot protect themselves, let alone protect the constituency.
The latest crackdowns are nothing new for the Zimbabwe government under Mugabe. Not long after he came to power in 1980, there was trouble in Zimbabwe's south. Mugabe sent in North Korean trained troops and more than 20,000 people were killed. But it's not just the crackdown on dissidents driving people out of Zimbabwe. The country's economy is getting worse by the day. Inflation is the worst in the world, around 1,700%. And 8 in 10 Zimbabweans are estimated to be out of work. Life is not much better for those like Elizabeth Dube who have fled.
Really, as of now, I've never told any of my friends what I'm doing. Because I don't know how they will react. I believe it's embarrassing for me, but well, I'm making a living out of it. That's what I tell myself.
But for people like Elizabeth Dube, there seems to be no end in sight to the misery and suffering. No end in sight to the brutal political crackdowns in Zimbabwe, or an economy that cannot get much worse. Jeff Coinage, Johannesburg.